Hello everybody! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I have 5 mistakes to avoid as a beginner photographer, and I hope you enjoy this video, and if you like it, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also check out my Instagram account, I have more photography content there for you. And guys, as usual, without any further ado, I would say, let's begin. So for my first tip, I recommend, especially when you are a beginner photographer, is that you don't focus too much on the gear, because from my experience, I met a lot of photographers who think that when they have, for example, a really good camera, that they will also have great pictures. You can also do great pictures with a cheap camera. For example, I started off with my iPhone, and when I started off, I knew I didn't have the best photography gear and the best quality, but the most important thing is that you get started and start with what you have now, because if you focus on having all the good gear which is out there, the most expensive gear, of course it will help you, and of course you will, for example, then have better autofocus or a better megapixel camera, but at the end of the day it's all about getting started and starting there where you are right now. And my second advice for you, and this is what I experienced a lot, especially when I started off, is I had to do a lot of free work, but I really didn't mind because I enjoyed myself so much doing it. You have to start small and then progress, because you have to get your name out there, and that's why it's important to do a lot of free work, and it's all about perseverance, that you keep going, and don't worry about the money too much. It will come eventually if you keep going and if you put your heart and passion into the photos. And my third advice for you is, and this is what I noticed with a lot of photographers, something which should really change in the photography game, is that a lot of photographers, they don't collaborate with other photographers, that they think that when they work alone with models, for example, that they will get far. When you collaborate with other photographers and make videos with them on YouTube, for example, or do like photo challenges with other photographers, you can like connect to each other. And my fourth tip for you is, and this is a bit different, but I really had to put this in this video because this is a mistake I've done in my previous past, is that I shot at the same location over and over again because I felt so comfortable in this location. And don't get me wrong, this location was perfect. It had like so many different vibes to it. There was like a really big building and it was all classy and it was a very tidy location. But what I want to say is that it's important that you as a photographer, that you mix it up, because if you only shoot at the same location all the time, you get fed up and your pictures will look the same. Challenge yourself each day and get out there and do as much photography content as you can. And my final tip for you is, and this is so important to bear in mind, that there's so many photographers out there. And don't get me wrong, I feel like sometimes there are even more photographers out there than models. And what I'm trying to say is, the photography business is overwhelmed with photographers. Everyone wants to be the best known photographer on earth because it's such a glamorous job, because it's so easy. To be fair, I mean, it takes a lot of time to get to know a camera, but a lot of smartphones are out there and a lot of possibilities to like do photos and post them online. Of course, there's a lot of work, and don't get me wrong, each picture has a story, and it also takes a lot of effort to like do a photo shoot and do the poses. But when I go on Instagram, I see so many photographers out there and they do so much content, so don't expect that you get famous overnight. I mean, there are some incidents where people get famous overnight. For example, through TikTok, they do a really good video and then they get famous, and that's awesome, and everyone should do what they want. In reality, it's different because a lot of suppliers out there, a lot of photographers, and it's not as easy. So my tip for you is to never give up and keep going. Alright guys, we made it to the end of the video. These were all my 5 photography mistakes I feel like beginner photographer make, and I also hope you enjoyed this video. And if you liked this video, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on my socials. I do TikTok, Instagram, links are down below, and I would really appreciate if you can follow me. If you also want to get in contact with me, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can text me on Instagram, and yeah, maybe we can work something out and we can collaborate. I would definitely say yes. And guys, always remember, never give up, and see you next time. Bye.